Hello, it's December 14th, 2016. I am Bhaktapada Das. I'm here with my good friend Madhavananda Das Baba, and we are in Sri Radha Kund. I just have a question for you, Maharaj, regarding Babaji, Vaish, and being a bhajanandi as opposed to being a goshtanandi, and really clarifying for people that a bhajanandi also can be involved in preaching, and that solitary internal bhajan is not exclusive to the preaching mission. And you're a person with so much experience and background. You've been a Christian minister earlier in your life. You served so many years within ISKCON, the Gaudiya Mat. You've been a sannyasi traveling the world. You were instrumental in opening up China as a preaching ground. And now, later in your life, you've come here to the holy land of Radha Kund to really dive deeper into your practice of sadhan bhajan. So what is your experience of this practice and process of going internal and yet remaining in the preaching mission?
Oh yes, very good question. I think there's more in common between bhajanandis and goshtanandis, as it were. There are two kinds of preachers. And it also is based upon the recommendation and the instructions of Gauranga Mahaprabhu when he told that there are 5 things that we need to see in our life. We need to, every day we need like a checklist. We need to see that we are chanting the holy name, we are serving our Thakurji, our Ishtadev, the Lord of our heart. Indeed, he can have different forms in the mind, metal or wood, etc. But in the heart, the deity is established especially. Sadhusanga, Bhagavat Katha, which is hearing Bhagavatam and all related topics to the rasa that we are aspiring. And then Mahaprabhu, 5th, and perhaps foundationally, he said we must be mathurabhas, living in the Dham. And so I think perhaps all 5 of these are very important and foundational as well to the life of any devotee. And a traveling preacher is discussing these 5 things. And a bhajanandi, when we all meet here, and we are having classes every day, it's been going on for, well, if you speak Bengali, there's 2 or 3 a day, all throughout the Kund, in different ashrams. The difference, in my experience, is that a bhajanandi wants to do those 5 things here in the Dham exclusively. And a goshtanandi experiences these 5 things and discusses these 5 things to preach around the world. And we've done both. We've been around this world so many times talking about chanting the holy name, worshipping our Ishtadev, associating with sadhus, hitting Harikatha, and living in the Dham. You remember when our Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj used to invite us every year to come for parikram. Twice a year he said, you have to get an injection, recharge your batteries, because we need the Dham. The Dham is like our mother, and all mercy is coming here. The dust is full of Prem. Why would we not want to be here? In fact, we must. So that's why Gauranga Mahaprabhu told that you live in the Dham and do these other 4 things. And you can do the other 4 things anywhere, but it's very difficult to live in the Dham if you're not physically here. And so I think that the goshtanandi is telling everyone about the glories of the Dham and our whole process. These 5 things especially Mahaprabhu taught. And a bhajanandi has understood, and I think we all gradually realize that it's enough traveling around the world. We must come here. And I remember Srila Narayan Maharaj used to always tell us, the same thing that Baba's telling us now, that sooner or later we will have to come here and stay. He used to always say, well, if you're here by mind, then sooner or later your feet are going to follow. Because if my mind is going somewhere where I'm not, I'm going to think one day, well, why don't I just live there? I don't need to stay wherever I am. And so a bhajanandi is someone that stays here in the Dham and glorifies the Dham, the holy name, etc., sadhusanga, harikatha. And the goshtanandi has that faith and realization and is sharing that realization with others. Telling them, you all must come, you all must come. Like Srila Narayan Maharaj always told us, come to the Dham, come to the Dham, come to the Dham. Baba tells us the same thing. You know, you come and go, and then you come and stay. And so this is what we are praying, that the mercy will continue, we can stay here. And the Dham it's critical that we live here. If I might just read one little quote here.
Okay.
This is from Srila Raghunath Das Goswami's Manashiksha in our Baba's commentary. He mentions one thing. The Goswamis have said that living in Braj is an indispensable item for someone who wants to attain the perfection of love of God. Kuryat basam braje sada. Perfection by living basam in the Dham. He says further on here that it has also been advised that those who are unable to live there physically should live there at least mentally. The condition being that one must be aware of the transcendental glories of the Dham while living there. So whether we have attained perfection or not, living in the Dham is advised. And in fact, it's also stated by our acharyas that practically speaking, it's almost impossible to attain perfection while not being here. So we are here, although we may not have realized our siddhadeha, our transcendental spiritual form and identity. But we will stay here anyway, understanding that this is the best place to do so. And we want to be here mentally with faith, with love and devotion. Understand the glories of this holy place and the Leela that's going on eternally here. And so a goshtanandi, a traveling preacher, is teaching these facts to everyone around the world. As all the gurus have done throughout our life. It doesn't matter what religion you are, you still focus on the Holy Land. Christians, Muslims, Jews, Buddhists, even. Everyone goes to the holy places. And here at Radha, Srila Goswami taught us the topmost place. The mood here is the highest. We are beggars of this praying.
So there's really not much distinction then between the practice of a goshtanandi and that of a bhajanandi.
No, it's the same. It's just perhaps, if you might say any difference at all, is that the bhajanandi has decided, after realizing the truth of the critical, essential nature of the Dham for one's development, we must be here to do this, to attain perfection, as it was just stated here. Kuryad basam braje sada. Mahaprabhu told those 5 things. He didn't say, oh, it would be good, it's nice, if you can, And of course it is, all those things are true. It's good, it's nice, and if we can, we stay as long as we can. But eventually, because he told, stay as you are, whatever station of life we are in, but make Krishna the center of your life. And if Krishna is the center of my life, then Vraj is the center of my life. Because he's here. His Leela is going on here. And when our eyes are purified with the salve of love of God, we will see them. And ourselves participating and serving. And this is why we're here.
And Maharaj, we see that different Babajis who live here in Radhakund, and yourself as well, that all of them are preaching in various ways, whether it's writing books, giving lectures, or even traveling outside of the Dham.
Yes. Yeah. since I've come to live here for 3 years, you become so attached. This is Gurudev's mercy. Everything is by the lotus feet of Gurudev, by his grace. And because of Baba, we have become attached to this place. We understood the glories of the Dham from Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj and all those who instructed us before. They're our gurus. But once we've lived here now, even just for the short few months we've been here, over 3 years, I've become so attached, I don't even like going to Vrindavan. What to speak of outside the Dham. I go see my Ayurvedic doctor in Faridabad outside Delhi, and I can't wait to come to Koshi so I can come back into the mandal of Mathura. And in the coming months and this summer, Baba has given me a blessing at the insistence of devotees in different parts of the world to come and visit. So he's blessed me to do that, and I'll go 2 or 3 weeks, but with the emphasis that our nishta is wrapped up in living in the Dham. And we're encouraging others to come and stay here as long as possible. And only for short excursions will we leave. It's a fact, it really is a fact. We hear the acharyas preaching this way for hundreds of years, thousands, since material energy came into being, which is a vehicle for realizing your connection to the Lord as a servant. That being here in the Dham, she is our mother. So Prabhupada Saraswati discusses this in Vrindavan Mayamamrita. We won't go anywhere. So being here by mind, if I can't hear by body, really ultimately means if I haven't realized my Swarup, I should at least never forget and have love and glory. There's the first verse of Manasiksha. We've been studying it the last couple of days. First verse. Have extraordinary love, apurva rati, unprecedented, exemplary, or excessive even, compared to anything material. For the Dham, the holy name, our Guru, the mantras, all the residents of the Dham, everything is on the Dham, in the Dham, in the Dham. So we can chant the holy name anywhere we are. That's why Mahaprabhu said you don't have to hold your tongue or, stop chanting while you're in the toilet. But in the Dham, everything can be perfected quickly. To me, it's quite simple. And if there's anything black and white, because the practice differences between a goshtanandi and a bhajanandi it's not black and white, because they have more in common than they have in difference. Because every goshtanandi wants to do bhajan. And we see many of the acharyas, parivajak acharyas, those acharyas that travel around the world, they did bhajan here in Vrindavan for so many years. I can remember when Srila Prabhupada wrote that, one of his letters to Srila Narayan Maharaj that we treasured, how he told him, he said, they are serving me so well, and they're very nice and doing well and coming along, but I miss my torn chadar being with you at Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan. They used to sit there, make chapatis, sing bhajans, discuss Radha and Krishna's pastimes. This is our life. This is what we want to do here in the Dham. This is what we're doing. Preaching is natural to the realized soul, because in Vraj Leela, all the Vraj Bhaktis are preaching. They're all talking about Krishna, and the Manjari is about Radha and Krishna. Remember, Srila Narayan Maharaj used to always like to sing Govinda Damor Dharamadaveti, because this is preaching, and we're all talking to each other, sharing. And really, that's what preaching is. Sharing our faith, our love, and of the Dham, and the residents of the Dham. There's nothing else. There's nothing impersonal. It's all personal. So we don't see a break. I don't experience a break from 27 years of living around the world and traveling around the world and preaching all around the world in practically every country on this earth, and living here in the Dham, it's like, well, this just seems quite natural. It's just I wonder why it took me so long. And that's because the mercy hadn't yet come. The invitation was always there, right? Like we mentioned, Sudharani Maharaj saying, come for Parikam, come for Karikam. At least for Kartik month, as long as the whole month is best. Gorpanim, Navadvip, or here in Vraj. But this is where we belong. It's our home. It's Vraj Bhakti, after all. It's Vraj Bhava, you know? It's Vraj. Doesn't take a genius, actually. Why Mahaprabhu's, he doesn't care about our adhikar or our lack of it, because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that staying in the Dham is the topmost.
Well, this just came to me, Maharaj, but I guess some actually may even fear a bit Sri Radhakund because it's the highest, topmost of all the confidential meeting places.
Yeah.
So I think some devotees just say, I'm unqualified and I really should not go there, not at this stage. So what's your response to that?
Yes, you should not. Until the invitation comes. Until the residents and the acharyas here at Radhakund invite you. Because you can't stay here without their protection and guidance. It is a formidable place.
So it's under Sadhu Sangha.
You see, after 500 years, there's only 2,000 or 3,000 people living here. It should be the biggest city on earth. But it's not. I couldn't be here. Couldn't stay here. So Baba's making that possible. And it's awesome is to understand that only by grace can we be here. So it really is. You should be cautious about being here. Every day I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm living at Radhakund. And now, by the grace of Swamini, we've become attached to this place, quite frankly. The ignorance is possible. Couldn't find a more ignorant person than me. But the mood and the sweetness here, glories of Srimati Radhika are so great and endless. And have been our goal. Gaudiya Vaishnavism means cultivating Manjari Bhav. So, what more to say? It's a sublime topic. These 5 principles of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Every day in our life, like a checklist. Have we chanted the holy name? Worshipped our Thakurji? Do we have sadhu sangha? Am I hearing Harikatha? And do I live in the Dham? These 5 things. And we just yearn for the day where all 5 will come together. Jai Radhe.
Jai Radhe. Thank you, Maharaj.